Good morning. My name is Ramanda Noble Watson, and I am the Director of Public Relations and Communications for the South Carolina High School League. It is my esteemed pleasure to welcome you to the 2023 Baseball Press Conference, Baseball Finalist Press Conference. With us this morning, we have players from coaches 3A and 4A. Commissioner Singleton could not be with us today due to previous obligations, but he definitely sends his congratulations and well wishes to each and every participant. From Class 3A, we have Clinton High School, coached by Sean McCarthy. Coach, can you please introduce us to your players?
To my right, I have Zach Portman, shortstop. To my left, I have Wilson Wages, outfield.
Thank you. And they will go up against Hanahan High School, Coach Brian Mitchell. Coach, please introduce us to your players.
All right, to my left, I have Braden Joseph. He's our left fielder, first baseman. And to my right, I have Camden Cackley. He's our shortstop.
Thank you so much. And from 4A, we have Catawba Ridge High School, coached by Stas Swarzewski. Coach, please introduce us to your players.
All right, this is Jake McCoy to my right. He's a pitcher outfielder for us. And this is Jackson Mullen to my left. He's a pitcher utility player for us.
Thank you. And they will match up against North Myrtle Beach High School, coached by Brian Alderson. Coach Alderson, please introduce us to your athletes.
I got Chance Hall and Chase Sturgeon. They both play the outfield for us.
Thank you so much. Well, gentlemen, sit on in. We're going to have a good time as we give our viewers just a little bit of what we have to look forward to for the state finals for 3A and 4A. And we will begin with each coach giving us a brief summary on their seasons. And we will start with Class 4A and Coach Alderson.
Well, it's been a heck of a ride. It's been enjoyable, very enjoyable season. Kids have worked hard. They've earned their right to be here, as well as the other schools involved in the state championships across the state. Been very fortunate to not let the injury bug play a huge part in our season. We've had some injuries, but we were able to overcome them. Most of them were at the beginning of the season, and we just been on a roll and just playing one game at a time, and hopefully we can keep it going, see what happens.
We wish you well. And they will go up against Catawba Ridge High School, Coach Stas Swarzewski. Can you please give us a rundown on your season?
So Catawba Ridge, we're a new school. This is our fourth year, and starting out in the first year of our existence, we hit COVID-19, and it's just been kind of fun to see us. That was obviously a challenge, having to go through that in our first year. But it's been fun to kind of see this thing kind of build year after year. And Jake is actually in the first graduating class that started here. So this is year 4 for us. And so, it's super exciting to see kind of how things have developed in the past 4 years. And our guys work extremely hard, and we obviously been working hard and played well and caught a few breaks, and it's just a super exciting opportunity for us to be here and play in this. And we're just going to try to have as much fun as possible and just kind of see what happens.
Having fun is the name of the game. Thank you. And so now, we'll go on to our 3A competitors in Hanahan High School with Coach Mitchell. Please give us a rundown on how your season went and how you matriculated to the state finals.
Very similar to what Coach from Myrtle Beach said, North Myrtle, the injury bug hasn't hit us, and that's huge. In high school sports or in all sports, you get a couple big injuries and it can play a factor. And this year we've been pretty healthy, knock on wood. Hopefully we got a couple more games to play, and it's been a great season. We got a majority of juniors and seniors. I think our whole roster consisted of that until the playoffs, and so we got some veteran type players that are doing a great job for us, and that have been in the fire, and we're looking forward to seeing what they can do the rest of this series.
And thank you. And we'll close out with Clinton, their opponents, and Coach McCarthy. Please give us a rundown on your season.
Yeah, this season has been an amazing, run and ride. Like Coach Todd said, not going to try to do the last name. This group had COVID as freshmen, you know, they had to deal with that, and as they've developed and grown, you know, you definitely appreciate things more and take it each day, you know, what the Lord gives you, and you work, and they've enjoyed the ride, and they've worked hard for it each and every day, and happy with their growth over this time. And they're a really close knit group, so it's been a pleasure. And the injury bug, you know, doesn't hit us. It's something that they have managed to grind through, and next person has stepped up in all occasions, and it's been a real pleasure with this group.
Well, I hope that the injury bug stays away from everyone as you go through the state finals. And so we're going to move on to our student athletes, and we'll open up the questioning with class 3A and Clinton. We'll stay with you. This is for Wilson. As a 3-year starter, do you have any specific habits or rituals or superstitions that you do before every game?
Well, well, yeah, our whole team is very superstitious. Like, we have one kid that brings his own chair. He can sit down, stand up, and go crazy. Cheering for the team. But something that I have, I'm a very religious young man, and before I hit, I draw a cross on the ground at the end of my bat. And later in the season, I got in a little slump, and so I started believing in dinosaurs. And I told my coach every time before I hit that I believe in dinosaurs, and somewhere they believe in me, and it's helping me get through a little bit. And a lot of times you just gotta find what works at that moment. So it's pretty much what I've been doing all year.
Okay, dinosaurs. Okay, interesting. And for Zach, your senior class has contributed to some of the most successful seasons in program history. What do you feel are some of the reasons that Clinton baseball has grown?
Well, I've been a part of the varsity program for the past 3 years, and I've seen that we've grown closer together as a family. And each day at practice, each player is going to push each other because we all want the best out of each other. And our coaches come up with an amazing practice plan so that we know what we're doing every day for every second, so that we have a great focus throughout the whole day.
Okay, well, let's stay focused throughout. And so now we move on to Hanahan and Camden. We're going to start with you over there. Thinking back to the beginning of the season, did you think that your team would be playing for a state championship?
Well, I mean, this whole group's been together since we were young. So, I mean, we expect nothing less than for our last year to go out winning a state championship. So, yeah, we expected to be here.
Okay. And so, Braden, I'm gonna come to you with a different question. How has the season been for you and your teammates this year?
The season's been really good for us. We've won a lot of games. We've only lost a couple. The only games that we've lost, we really haven't played that well. So our season's been really good.
Okay. So you take the same type of momentum into state finals?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So now we're going to sit back for a minute and let us talk to the class 4A for a second. And we're going to go to Catawba Ridge. And Jake, we'll start with you. What would you say has led to your team's success this year?
I would say definitely buying in the weight room, and also like coming into practice every day with the intention to get better. I feel like we've done a great job with that this year. Great practice plans, great coaching this year. So that's definitely helped us get better and get us where we are now.
Okay, and for Jackson, how would you describe your experiences during the playoffs?
It's been really fun seeing or going out there every game and seeing us win like we are. Yeah, it's been fun.
All right, and so now we're going to head on over to your competitors in North Myrtle Beach, and got to make sure I get it right. Chance, do you feel that your tough scheduling has helped prepare you for the level of competition that you will see this week?
I feel like it has pretty easily. Close games make you better, and we played a lot of close games this year, and hopefully come up on top.
Okay, and Chase, how does it feel to be the first team in school history to win a lower state championship and play for a state championship?
Feels good, I guess. Just playing another game. It's another game.
Is this another game for you? All right, another game, but it's a big game. All right. So that's what we have for our athletes at this moment, but we're going to go back to the coaches. And one thing I like to ask sometimes during these press conferences is, at what point in the season did you realize that your team had a chance to go all the way to the state finals? And we'll start with Coach Alderson.
Well, I think going into the season, we felt like we were going to be pretty good. We felt like we were going to be really competitive in our league. And, but as far as, thinking we got a shot to play for a state title, I really didn't start thinking about that till we got to the postseason. And, we've just tried to win the game in front of us and see what happens. And obviously we felt like we had some talent and some kids that are tough, hard-nosed baseball players, but really didn't start thinking about playing for a state championship till we got to the postseason.
Okay. Coach Rzuski, same question for you. When did you realize that, hey, this team has what it takes?
Well, we knew coming in that we graduated a lot from last year, but we had a lot of talent that was coming back through. And I mean, as a coach, you're not really focused on how are we going to get to the state championship? You're more focused on day-to-day improvement, and eventually that kind of accumulates into overall improvement. And I mean, I've just really been focused on trying to get us better each time. And I mean, we've had some momentum this year. I think once the playoffs hit, I've been doing this long enough to know that you got to catch a few breaks in the playoffs. And certainly we've earned it, but we've caught a few breaks as well. But we've always had this goal of trying to get to this game. And, we were very fortunate, but at the same time, we've earned it. And I don't know at which point that I thought we were a state championship caliber team. I mean, I've always believed that we've been talented, but I also knew that we had to improve in a lot of areas as well since the beginning of the season. So, but it's just feel fortunate to be here, and we're excited to see what happens.
All right, we're going to go on to our 3A competitors, and we're going to stay with the same question. Is there a point during the season that you realized, hey, our team, hey guys, let's stay focused? But you knew deep down inside, you may not have articulated to your team, but Coach Mitchell, was there a point that you thought to yourself that your team was ready to make it all the way to states?
Well, I'll tell you what, when we set the schedule at the beginning of the year, we had a lot of returning guys. We had guys coming back, juniors and seniors now that had played varsity baseball, played a lot of varsity baseball. So we felt like we were going to be very competitive. Like Coach said earlier, state championship, that's hard to get, and you do need breaks. We've had some breaks ourselves, and things have went well, but we set our schedule up. We tried to schedule a lot of the 5As and 4A teams that could help get us ready, to make that run. And we were successful with a lot of the 5A and 4A teams. And I think that gave us confidence and, to help push us forward and play good in the region. And then it's obviously led into the playoffs as well. So to say we thought we would be here, we definitely thought we would compete. Absolutely. But at what point did we think we would get to the state title? Like Coach said just a second ago, probably when we beat Brooklyn Casey, on Friday night. They're a great team, and when we beat them, that's probably when it sunk in. So, but yes, we definitely felt like we had the ability and the athletes to do it, and like we just had to keep improving every day and see what happens. And we're looking forward to seeing what happens in the next few days.
All right. And Coach McCarthy, you're going to round this question out for me.
Like the previous coaches have said, I think you come in with a plan and an expectation every year and a hierarchy of goals that you want to meet. And I think we play Tuesday, so I know that that's the most important game to us right now. But as we, improve every day from last year, and they've grown as young men, we start the day with a quote, and we try to make sure that we leave the day knowing what our goal was of the day. So we set that goal early on in their career of what we needed to do to change, honestly, the way we're viewed as a program, and just so each young men's have been working towards, the next game every day. So I'm going to say it like that. We're going to play the next game, and it's a big game. But every day we're trying to improve, like Coach said, and just take those steps that everyone tries to make every day in their program.
Right.
Other coaches said you gotta get lucky, and we've gotten that. You gotta be blessed. We've had that. We're very humbled by this experience. It's great.
All right. Well, gentlemen, those are all the formal questions that I have for you all, but we never leave. I never leave press conferences without getting a little insight on the coaches and players off the field. Sometimes, you know, when your fans know who you are off the field, they tend to support you even that much more on the field. And so with that, I do want to have a question for a coach and a question for athletes, and I will start with that student athletes. If you had to choose another sport other than baseball, what sport would that be? So, and I'll stay with Clinton. And first, Zach, what sport would you choose if you had to choose another sport other than baseball?
I'd probably be playing soccer, because both my parents play soccer throughout their college careers.
Okay. And Wilson?
Well, I've actually played 3 sports my whole life, so
Oh,
I've kind of already done all of it. But if I had to choose which one if I had to choose another sport playing college, I'd probably choose football.
football. Okay. And now, Hanahan, we're going to go over to you and Braden.
I would pick probably football, just because I've played football throughout my high school career.
So what other sport other than football? It's something that you didn't
I
play.
guess soccer.
Soccer. Okay. Camden?
I would choose golf probably.
Golf. Do you play golf?
I mean, I play on the weekends some with my family, but I mean, I've never taken it really seriously, but if anything ever happens, I would definitely choose golf.
All right. And so we're going to go over to Catawba Ridge now. And Jake, what sport would you choose?
I'd probably say golf too.
Golf. Okay. Jackson,
I'd probably say basketball.
you play basketball now?
I played 8th grade year, but I haven't played.
All right. North Myrtle Beach, you're going to close it out for me. Chance, I'll go with you. What sport would you choose?
I'm also a multi-sport athlete, and but I would choose golf because I play on the weekends. It's pretty fun.
Oh, you're down there in Myrtle Beach. I'm sure you have a lot of chances to play golf. And Chase,
Oh, I'd play cricket because it's very similar to baseball and it seems very fun to me.
that makes a lot of sense. Okay, Coach. All right. So now we're going to go to the coaches. If you were not coaching baseball, what would you coach? And we'll stay with North Myrtle Beach, Coach Alderson. What would you coach?
Golf.
Golf, hands down. Coach Wierzewski?
Well, I previously coached football, so that's probably what I would go with. But Jake was too scared to say that he said if he played another sport, it would be esports. He wasn't sure if that was because he likes to play Fortnite. So
Yeah, you should have said that because actually esports is an up and coming sport out in the world. So esport is actually a pretty good answer actually. And that's the first time I've had that.
That he's graduating if that's the case, because he was waiting for that his whole high school life.
Oh, I don't know if it's coming to high school. I just know that I hear people talking about esports. And so you should have said that because in all of my press conferences, no one has said esports. All right. So now let's go to, did I get Braden? I think I've gotten everybody. Did I miss anyone? The Clinton, I haven't, Zach, did I ask you already?
Yeah, you're on the coaches.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm on the coaches. I look, I got off. We started talking about esports and I got sidetracked. Let's go to the 3A coaches and Coach McCarthy.
I take the coach title very seriously. I've coached several things here, football for 21 years. I've coached basketball, boys and girls.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I think the title of coach is one of those things that is not easily fulfilled. So, you know, anytime you get that title, whether it be golf, football, whatever, there's a responsibility and a certain type of commitment that it takes. So I'll just say I'm a coach at heart, and that's what I would coach.
So you're just coaching. Okay. And finally, Coach Mitchell, what are we going to coach?
Well, I also coach football. I've coached football for 23 years. So I've done football and baseball thing, but if I had to choose one that I don't coach currently, it would definitely be golf. I love the game of golf. I think it's
Okay.
an awesome sport. Watching that tournament yesterday was incredible. I don't know if any of these other guys sat back and watched it and relaxed yesterday, but I love the game of golf. I think it's a great game. If I lived in North Myrtle Beach, they got a lot of options up there, places to play golf. So that would be my favorite, probably would be golf.
Well, thank you so much for giving a little insight of what you would do off of the baseball diamond. Well, that's all we have for you all today. We want to thank our coaches and athletes for taking time out of your schedule to participate in the press conference. We definitely wish you well as you matriculate through the state finals, and we thank you all for viewing, and that ends our press conference. Good luck.
Thank you very much. All right.